But Bo Cougar's got them in a few bounds here, and he's got time to sit up for the camera. Horse pricks the ears and wins by 2 lengths.
Cat Noir on the outside quickly took the lead from Ride Your Own. Weaving through late is Track Patcher. In front, Cat Noir. Track Patcher making a late claim, but Cat Noir will beat Track Patcher.
Yeah, great week. Both those horses won really well. I think Bo Cougar's, that's the shortest price winner we've ever had. Interesting horse. Dean Yendall said it was like a yearling going around to the barriers. He said even the race caller said at the 800 metre mark she's not exactly travelling like an odds-on pop, and Dean said she actually looked at a tree that was on the outside of the track. He said and I had to give her a dig to sort of go past the tree. He said I always had them covered, and he said I just didn't want to hit the front too early because she was sort of looking everything. So when they've had 12 starts and they're still pretty green, there's a lot of upside to those horses. So we might even throw a set of blinkers or winkers or some sort of headgear on her just to try and straighten her up, but looks like she's going to make a really nice sort of staying horse. Don't know where I'll go with her now, but you know she's had 12 starts and only won 1 race, so she still can run in a really lowly graded race. So before I step her up in grade too much, we might try and knock over another little restricted grade race somewhere. But well done. She's owned by a good friend of mine, long-term friend of mine, Brett Thompson, who Brett was actually best bet at Janet and mine wedding, so that's how long we've known Brett. Cat Noir, she was very good. Tough run, drew the outside gate, had a tough run, 3 wide, no cover most of the race, and was very, very strong to the line. She's won 3 races now, that mare, and all of them been at Geelong, so that's her. She sort of loves Geelong. Probably deserves to have a crack in town now, doesn't she? She's a genuine sort of, at the moment, probably a midweek city grade mare, so I'll probably find a little metro race for her, but those they're very strong, those races, the 64 graded races at Geelong, and I thought had a tough run and was quite dominant in the win, so looks like there's a nice future for her, and certainly this time of year, before the better sort of autumn horses come through, she can probably have a crack at a half decent race. Runners this week, we will kick off with Champagne Doctor, goes to Werribee on Friday. This is a very fast horse. She's had quite a few issues her whole life, and this is probably as good as we've ever had her. So she's in, her headspace is good, she's as sound as we've ever had her, and she's a very fast horse, so she'll get every chance on Friday. There's really good speed in the race, but unfortunately she's drawn the very outside gate, but hopefully her natural speed will be able to overcome that, and a little stablemate's given her a bit of advice, hell of a storm. But I can't be any happier with her. She'll go really well on Friday. That's Champagne Doctor. New Romance goes to, I've got her in at Werribee, and I've also got her in at Kite, and I'm not sure where I'll take her yet, but she had absolutely no luck. You'll read in the race book that she ran sort of midfield the other day, or probably on 5th or 6th or something the other day, and I can tell you if it drew a better gate and got the better run, she probably nearly wins. So she's just, I can't find the quite right race for her this weekend, but she's ready to race. So but she'll be a big price, and she'll be really competitive, but it's just not quite the right race for her this week. So I'll be interested to see how she goes, but she'll run at either Werribee on Friday or Kyneton on Saturday. But just follow her, because I think after this week, if I can just find the right race for her, she'll be winning a couple of races for us. So that's New Romance this weekend. El Sordo goes to Kyneton Saturday. This horse, he's won it over 1400, but his first up run over 1400 the other day, he looked a little bit dour, and the jockey just come back and said get him over a trip. So straight to 1800 for him. His track work through the week's probably as good as I've seen him work for a long time. So I've got a very fit horse who's training well, and is in a grade of race which isn't very high, so he'll get every chance, and he'll be a pretty good price, I would think. So that's El Sordo at Kyneton on Saturday. Saturday Kyneton, I'm going to take Fakester there in a 1800 metre maiden. He went to a 1400 metre maiden first up at Camperdown and was really competitive, and I think the winner and the second horse in that race are pretty good, and he wasn't far off the others, so he'll jump straight to the 1800 on Saturday, where he'll be really competitive. He can probably run a place in that race, and then I'll just make a decision whether I stay at that sort of trip and maybe blinker him up or something, or we head up and trip again. But lovely sound horse. He's all ready to sort of run a half decent race. So that's Fakester at Kyneton on Saturday. On Sunday, I'm going to go for a drive to Mount Gambier and take this horse, Bella Bushka. I raced him the other day here, the run of the race, and was beaten 3 lengths. So it was in a benchmark 58. He goes to a benchmark 54 at Mount Gambier. So it should be about 3 lengths weaker than what he's been racing in. So he just has to run as good as he ran the other day, and he's going to be right around about the mark. So big long float trip, but I think it's worthwhile taking him down there and having a crack. Hopefully he can draw at a half decent gate. And if he can do that, happy days. But yeah, that's Bella Bushka. We'll go to Mount Gambier on Sunday. Yeah, around the stables this week, I just wanted to bring you up to speed on what we do with our young horses. The problem I have here at the farm is we're very, very quiet, and all the young horses, the 2-year-olds, they come in and they haven't been exposed to sort of racetracks and having horses gallop past them and that whole sort of environment. So what we do, we send them down to Warrnambool and they go around the track. And they learn how to swim, and they learn how to treadmill and all that sort of stuff. And if they have to, they can go to the beach. And they're getting on and off trucks all the time, and the main thing is they get exposed to a racetrack, and they stay down there. They learn how to go up to even time, and once they learn to that, they can come back here and they've had all that education, and then we can get them really fit. The whole secret to our farm is we can keep horses sound and we can get them very fit, but our education for the young ones, just to expose them to all the whole environment of being a racehorse, we lack a little bit. So it works really, really well. James went down there this morning. We had about 4 or 5 horses down there, and they're probably ready to come home, and the next crop of 2-year-olds will go down there. But it works really well for us, and they do a great job. That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Had a few trial on Wednesday at Geelong. This beautiful boy here called Miletus. Interesting horse. We took him to the races first up and he just didn't want to go a yard. So we changed his training regime right around and training him very European style rather than having, a couple of slow track work mornings a week and a couple of fast track work mornings. What we do is every single day we work him solid, sort of like at a 3/4 pace. It's very European style training. And anyway, we gave him his first trial whilst doing that, and he trialled up really, really good. So it's really interesting to see how he goes. I'm not sure where I'll run him yet, but you can see in his trial that he bowled out lovely and strong, was very strong through the line. So it's a different sort of way. I've never really trained a horse like this before, but I think he was the right horse to have an experiment to do it. And well, he'd be a mug or a genius when he goes to the races, but he certainly, for his first test, I thought his trial was great. What else we have? Good week through the week. I thought Cat Noir was very good the other day, tough run, and was a very good winner, so she should be able to make a stamp in town the next couple of weeks, and a couple of really good live chances this weekend, so I hope we can keep the run going. Until next week, see you later.